We also need workers who can do automation, who can make automation possible. Because too often we have so much data as security workers and so many repetitive tasks. What we need is automation to help eliminate that repetition. We need automation to help us characterize threats. And so we need workers who are called threat hunters. Let me tell you about a specific job role of threat hunting, because they'll use automation all the time. A threat hunter oftentimes will use various forms of automation, whether it be artificial intelligence, that's one form of automation, or configurations that are found in applications, or configuration opportunities or tools that are found in cloud native services such as Google Cloud or AWS, Alibaba, simple scripting. But the idea is they use any tool that they can that is available to them, from simple scripts to sophisticated artificial intelligence. We need threat hunters and automation specialists. Let me tell you a bit more about a threat hunter. A threat hunter is somebody who is able to orchestrate the instruments and the tools of a particular network and a particular IT department. This is a picture of the guitars that I have. I like to play my guitar a lot. It's one thing as a security worker to know how to use a particular tool or an instrument, but more importantly, we need people who can orchestrate and put these things together. Let me explain further. When it comes to automation, manual processes aren't enough. I've talked to a lot of people who are threat hunters, and a threat hunter is a worker who basically assumes that an attack is already taking place. And they hunt around in a particular business for those types of attacks. And they use automation because manual processes aren't enough. I was talking to a specific IT worker, a threat hunter, who was telling me, he said, I need automation to help me get away from what he calls the security alert dance. And that's not a good thing, the security alert dance. In other words, where you get so many alerts, you really lose your effectiveness and you end up chasing after things rather than really acting in a deliberate, useful way. So we need threat hunters who go in and assume that there's already a problem and then identify problems and then solve them, to fine-tune orchestration, to fine-tune responses. Yes, most IT workers use automation to eliminate boring tasks. That's less important than finding ways to handle all of the data coming in and then to turn it into information and to fine-tune incident response. When it comes to threat hunting, it's a combination of using red teaming meaning things such as pen testing, the ability to go in as you're allowed to go in and test the network's security. But we also need people who are the blue teamers. They're the ones that listen for the attacks. They listen for the pen testers. They listen for the attackers. We need people who are threat hunters who combine that combination of pen testing and security analytics, because this is an important job role that allows you to fine-tune incident response mechanisms, to create better automation, to create better orchestration. You don't have to hire a threat hunter necessarily. You can create your own team, yes, if you're a large organization. You can also hire it. I've seen very small businesses use threat hunters to fine-tune their security, as well as medium and large businesses. Another skill that we have, that I've seen, another trend I've seen in organizations worldwide and in the United States, is the ability to improve authentication. Let me explain this. The two elements that I see that are really necessary and are being improved are, first of all, the use of single sign-on, actually creating good, useful single sign-on situations. That's the use of the security assertion markup language to basically find ways to make it so that instead of having multiple logins for each user, that user has one login. This is very important because not only does it bring convenience to customers, not only does it bring efficiency to a business, more importantly, it sets a foundation for security, secure sign-on. It sets a foundation for things such as zero trust. It sets a foundation for better monitoring. So we need workers who can implement single sign-on. Another thing that we need are workers who can implement multi-factor authentication. We all use passwords. Many of us use passwords plus something else. Our fingerprint, for example, maybe our voice print and a password. Now you're talking about multi-factor authentication. Something you know, like a password, something you are, biometrics, right? For example, a fingerprint, right? And something you have, that could be a token, for example, that's generated in your mobile phone. We need workers to implement